What's up, world? I wanted to do this video because I'm a proud American, and the women's United States soccer team, they're a powerhouse. They're at the top of their game every single time a World Cup or Olympics or Gold Cup or whatever it is. They're always in the forefront of it every single year. For the second time in 4 years, I believe it is. I don't know how often they do it, but the last time they were in the World Cup, they won it. They beat... Who did they beat? Japan? I think that's what it was. I think they beat Japan last time. I could be wrong. You guys would probably correct me in the comment section down below, even though there's no one to comment anymore. And I'm perfectly okay with that. But that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is that the U.S. women's soccer team has won 2 straight World Cups. They may have won more, they may have won less. They may have won a lot more, or I may be correct. I don't know. I could actually look it up on my phone. So the 2 goals that were scored that the U.S. won it against the Netherlands, one was on a penalty kick by Rapinoe in the 61st minute. And I can't remember, let me actually look this up. Give me a second here. But yeah, so that's what's happening today, or that's what happened yesterday. And let's actually go and look at this. The Women's World Cup. It was it was scores. It was RV in the 69th minute. So those were the 2 goals that were scored. Now, this probably is Rapinoe's last World Cup that she's going to be partaking in, because she is 34 years old. And it'd probably be her last. Because I think the next World Cup is like 4 years from now, something like that. And speaking of which, the men's soccer team, I think they lost to Mexico, but I could be wrong. Let me check that one. Let's see. What happened with the men's? Yeah, the men's, Dos Santos scored the only goal for Mexico. The U.S. men's team lost in the Gold Cup, but the women's team won. And I love soccer, even though I don't pay attention to it a whole lot when the Olympics are going, the Summer Olympics are going on, or sometimes I don't pay attention to it when the World Cup was going on last time, or even I wasn't really paying attention to the men's either at all until today, when I knew they were facing Mexico. But I did watch, I think it was like 4 or 5 matches this season in the World Cup for the women's. I watched when they faced Sweden. I watched when they faced England. I can't remember what the other 3 were, but they were some interesting matchups. Oh, I did watch them when they played France, when they won 2-1 against France. But other than that, I can't remember what the other 2 were. But I did watch a little bit more of the Women's World Cup this year. I'm a huge fan of, Alex Morgan, you got Muse, Press, Rapinoe, Ovell. There's so many, so many great women out there, and they so deserve so much more credit than they've been giving lately. The women's, like I said, the women have won the U.S. World Cup. Won the World Cup the last 2 times, as far as I know. But yeah, so that's just what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, is that the women are awesome at playing soccer. Our men's U.S. team isn't that great, but our women are, the powerhouse of the soccer world right now. Whenever they're, like I said, whenever they're in the, the the World Cup, or in the Gold Cup, whenever they have that. I don't even know if they have a Gold Cup in women's, but I'm sure they do. Or the Olympics, I will probably watch it a little bit. But in the Olympics, it's a lot different because there's so many great teams that come out that play. You know, whether it's Japan, you know, Mexico, maybe even Netherlands, Portugal. You know, I mean, there's so many great the Germans. I mean, there's so many great teams that you can follow in the World Cup. England might be in the World Cup. I mean, not in the World Cup, in the Olympics, but you know, they're not that great. Jamaica, Ghana. You know, I mean, there's so many great countries that play in the Olympics whenever the Summer Olympics are next. I think there might be next summer, maybe. I don't know. Winter Olympics might be this year. I'd have to look it up, but that's beside the point. Today's just about talking about how great the women's U.S. soccer team is and how they beat the Netherlands 2-0 with those 2 goals I talked about by Lavelle and Rapinoe. But you know, and don't get me wrong, Netherlands is are a great team, and so is England, and so is Sweden. But you know, Sweden got 3rd place, and England didn't get a medal. But they put up a fight in the round they played us. It was 2-1 when England played the U.S. and U.S. beat England by a score of 2-1. And then when we played France, we beat them by 2-1. And I did not watch the first game of the whole entire thing where they beat Thailand 13-0. But, you know, they've scored 2 goals in the last 3 or 4 matches, I think it was, something like that, total. I mean, you know, they had 2 against Netherlands, 2 against France, 2 against England. They probably scored more against the teams before that because I think they might have scored 2 against Sweden, if I remember correctly. But that's beside the point. So I'm going to let you guys go. You guys know the drill. Keep it real, and I will see you tomorrow with the brand spanking new vlog. Bye-bye.